Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube. As we look ahead to Week 10 in the NFL, our contest picks, we have 5 selections. Kevin Rogers and Holden Kushner with you. I will have 2 picks for this week. Holden has 2 picks, and we'll have our consensus selection, which was a huge winner last week. The New York Giants winning at Washington. So we've won 2 in a row on there. Let's get our 3rd consensus pick. We'll do that in just a few minutes. We'll begin now with our first pick, and we hand it over to Holden Kushner.
Hey, Raj, I don't know why Cleveland's a 3-point favorite. Maybe that's what it takes for people to bet the side. But are these two teams even on a neutral field? Maybe it's down to like 1. People think it's 1.5 at the books. But I don't understand why Cleveland's only 3-point favorite. You know, defensively, this Texans team's a disaster, 29th in DVOA. They've won 2 games this year, both against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have stunk in every single game. Their secondary is a disaster. For Cleveland, they're getting Nick Chubb back. This is the best rushing attack in the National Football League. I don't think that the Texans can stop that runaway train. Houston bottom 3 against the run. So they're in a lot of trouble this week, I think. And then you add in the fact that Houston's offensive line's a disaster. Cleveland -3.
All right, so Holden has the Browns against the Texans this week. I am going to go to the AFC West with my first selection. The Las Vegas Raiders are favored at home for the first time this season as they play host to the Denver Broncos. And the Broncos, off of a loss to the Falcons this past week, a game they dug themselves an early hole, trying to make a comeback late, but they end up losing that game to Atlanta. And now Denver back on the road again, but this time taking on a Raider team that has caught fire of late as they beat the Browns on the road and also knocked off the Chargers last week. And now the Raiders back at Allegiant Stadium, they've had some tough competition at home. They beat the Saints as a home dog. They lost to the Bills, lost to the Buccaneers as a home dog. Now they're in their biggest favorite spot of the season, taking on this Denver team. The Broncos have not had back-to-back ATS losses this season. So I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos here against Las Vegas to cover the spread as an underdog. That's my first pick. Now, Holden, time for your second pick.
By the way, I like that pick. It's a little fancy. It's crazy. It's wacky. Baltimore -7 on the road at New England. What? You say, yeah, I'm going Baltimore with this one. Did you see Cam Newton fall over himself 2 times against the Jets? Patriots on a short week, not the same team. And you're worried about Belichick taking Lamar Jackson out of the game. Look at what Lamar Jackson did to the Patriots last year. He just completely ran over them. Short week for New England. Their offense is a disaster right now. Jacoby Myers is really the only healthy weapon that Cam Newton has in the passing game. They're -1 in turnover differential. So let's get to the Ravens, who are +4 in turnover differential. The only defensive concern I have is Calais Campbell being out. Outside of that, I think they can still get a pass rush. I think there's not enough weapons offensively for the Patriots. Mark Ingram could return. Baltimore has 24 sacks, and the last thing, I'll give you Baltimore #1 against the run in DVOA. I don't know how the New England Patriots are going to win this thing going through the air. That's what they're going to have to do. Give me the Ravens -7.
As Holden backs the Ravens against the Patriots Sunday night, a very rare home dog roll for New England. We'll see how they fare after the comeback win over the Jets. For my second selection, I'm going to take the points with the LA Chargers. They're going out east to Miami. I know. It's the rookie battle, Justin Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa hooking up there in South Florida. All right, number 1, the Dolphins off back-to-back underdog wins with Tua beating the Rams, where Tua didn't play well. The defense carried them. And knocking off Arizona, some questionable coaching decisions by Cliff Kingsbury towards the end of that game, taking the ball out of Kyler Murray's hands. And the Dolphins, really good win against Arizona, but also had a defensive touchdown early. And now the Dolphins back at home, short favorite, only second time this year they're favored. First time was against the Jets, who hasn't been favored against them. And the Chargers, the one thing we know about them, Holden, is they can take the lead in these games. They may not hold the lead when the game is over, but they can take the lead. And we've seen them blow all these games against the Chiefs and against the Buccaneers, against the Saints, and against the Broncos, against the Raiders last week. So just get the closer in there. Get Trevor Hoffman in there. Close out these games if you could do it. So the Chargers, even though they haven't been in San Diego for a few years, I do like them here as a short dog. Herbert's played well. Just finish these games off. I just don't want to trust the Dolphins here as a short favorite. So I'm going to go with LA, take the points, lightning bolts against the Dolphins. So those are our 2 picks each. Holden is vehemently disagreeing with me on that one.
It's not that I'm disagreeing. Yeah, it's just that team continues to lose close games. You know, Anthony Lynn, whatever is going on with Anthony Lynn and that team every year, they continue to blow games and lose close games. But you know what? Go for it, buddy. We could be back next week and you could be like, I told you so. I told you so. So go with it.
They're due. They got to get one of these.
They're due.
They got to win one of them. Come on. So we'll see what happens with the
No,
Chargers.
they don't.
Yes, they do. Yes, they have to win one of them. I said the Chargers would beat the Jaguars a few weeks ago. I got that one right.
Well, good.
Everyone's beaten Jacksonville except for Indianapolis. So let's look at our consensus pick for this week. We've hit our last 2, which is a miracle. Now let's go for 3 in a row. And we are going to go to the NFC West, the Rams battling the Seahawks out in LA. First time at SoFi Stadium for the Seahawks. And Seattle's defense has been sketchy all year long. They got lit up by Josh Allen and the Bills last week. So, Holden, I guess we're going to take the home team here?
Well, you and I need to have a conversation about this back
Right
and
now?
forth.
Time to
Yeah,
do it?
right now we need to do this. So we like the Rams, and I do like the Rams. I'm struggling with it. I feel like this is going to be a high-scoring game, and then I look at the Rams and I say, gosh, maybe they need to win this in a low-scoring game. Here's what I like about the Rams right now. Jalen Ramsey, I think they're probably going to help him out too. I think he could take care of DK Metcalf. They're going to have to figure out how to stop Tyler Lockett. I'm not worried about the running game for Seattle. But on the other side, K-Raj, can this Seattle defense stop anybody? Like, how are they going to stop the Rams? How does this happen? I just have a hard time thinking that Seattle is going to be able to stop them at any point in time in this game.
Didn't Buffalo just totally abandon the run last week and said, Josh Allen's going to throw it every single time and Seattle couldn't stop them?
Well, can the Rams do that with Jared Goff? And can the Seattle Seahawks finally get pressure on him or on a quarterback? That's the deciding factor for me. I think that Goff is going to have time to just pick them apart.
See, the good thing what the odds makers did this week, we'll give them a pat on the back, is you couldn't have Seattle favored because everyone would want to jump on the Rams. So you flipped it around, and now you say, okay, you're getting Seattle as a short dog, which you have not seen since week 1 against Atlanta. And that was a game Seattle was a favorite, got flipped to a dog. So now you're getting points with the Seahawks. But at the same time, the Rams, they've had some heartbreaking losses against Seattle over the years. Last year, the game in Seattle, that last-second miss field goal in that Thursday night game, they've had some close calls with the Seahawks. I just look at the Rams off the bye week. They didn't play well against the Dolphins. Actually, they played well enough. There's just turnovers killed them because they totally outgained Miami in that game. But now the Rams back at home. Seattle has not been as sharp the last few weeks. I'd say go with the Rams here. Take them in basically almost a pick 'em spot.
All right, let's do it. Let's take the Rams. But I agree with you.
Hey, this is what we got to do sometimes. If there was a lock, everyone would be on it. So let's take a look back at our picks for Week 10 in the NFL. Holden is going to take the Browns against the Texans. Also, he's on the Ravens against the Patriots Sunday night. I'm going to back the Broncos on the road against the Raiders. And I'm going to take the LA Chargers, God willing, against the Dolphins Sunday afternoon, the late kickoff in Miami. And our consensus pick, the LA Rams against the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC West battle from SoFi Stadium. So those are our picks for Week 10. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Vegas Insider. For Holden Kushner, I'm Kevin Rogers. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your bets.